podcast that helps artists break through the noise and define themselves in music. I'm Soul.
And I'm Greg.
And today, I feel like we got a lot of stuff to catch up on, dude.
It has been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, we live a couple hours apart from each other. Sacramento to San Jose. It's a long drive, but we make it happen because we love what we do.
100%. 100%.
And, you know, a lot of the time, you and I, we have long conversations over the phone, through text. We'll catch up with each other a lot more often than just right now. But this time, I feel
100%.
like you and I have been so busy.
Bro, I don't get how I'm doing it right now.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, with everything going on, and I'm, like, totally, like, chill about it. Like,
Yeah,
that's, like, the crazy part about it. Like, I'm, like, it's kind of chaos right now, but it's, like, everything's kind of scheduled out, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, fuck it.
It's all moving forward. The thing is,
Yeah.
we're like submerged in the grind, and
Yeah, but
It's
not
in
in
a
a
good
bad
way.
way.
It's in a
Yeah,
good way.
It's not giving like burnout. It's just like, yo, like there's a lot of crazy things that are happening, and it's like a lot of moving pieces. But it's like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's like we have all the things that we're doing, but with intention rather than just doing. You know,
For sure.
It's like there's reasons why we're doing all the things that we're doing right now.
Yeah, and the reason I started there is because I think that we can break it down what we're doing right now and why we're doing it and why we're pushing ourselves so hard, because
Oh yeah,
we're on the air talking about what we're doing to get to where we want to be, and
100%.
that there's a lot of people who, you know, whoever has discovered us so far is also on that same path. They have a different goal.
Oh, yeah.
But in a lot of ways, the process is the same, and they're tuning into podcasts like this, you know, what we're trying to do here,
100%.
in order to hear other perspectives and just hear about other people's struggle and what they go through, to make sure that they don't feel like they're the only ones going through it, because that can make it a lot harder a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of moments where we sit there and we try to like compartmentalize like all the things that are happening in our lives as musicians, and then you're just like, I don't know, you feel like you're going kind of crazy sometimes, because you're just
Yeah.
like, yo, there's so much that I'm doing, and then it's like really when you actually peel each layer back of what you're doing, you're like, holy shit, I did a lot this year, even if it seems
lot.
like you didn't, which is always the craziest part about it, is like there's so much stuff on like the back end or like the front end of every project or anything that you're doing, or like you're networking, you're talking to certain people, you're doing podcasts, you're doing band shit, you're working specific kind of things or doing certain side jobs and stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
there are layers to this shit.
There really are. And the fact is that we can't complain about having a full plate when our goal was to eat. So,
100%.
So
yeah.
the thing about it is that we're going to do this shit no matter what. It's just about
Yeah.
figuring out how to optimize our entire lifestyle to give ourselves the energy during the day to be productive and meet our goals, and to work harder than the average person, because we're trying to do these creative things on top of what we already need to do to survive. And
100%.
I want to start this off with something that I recall hearing recently on the Downbeat, because I watched the episode that went up recently from Aaron Gillespie.
Bro, that episode was goated.
And it was a really good one. And, you know, Craig cut this very clip out of the episode and posted it because it's such a good point. He was talking about how, as creatives, we live our lives every day with this added drive, this thing that never turns off.
No.
Where we have a desire to create, and it's not even a desire. It's just something inside of us that makes us create things almost against our will.
Yeah.
If you're living your life the way that you should be living it as a creative, you lean into that and you start creating things, because if you try and block that flow, it gets backed up inside of you. It doesn't go away. And
Well-
you just feel like you're stuffing something, you know, deep down inside of you that is there no matter what.
100%.
If you're not feeding it, if you're not creating music, or you know, if you want to be a painter, if you want to be a chef, if you're not cooking, if you're not doing what it is that you're passionate about and feeding into this creative drive that you have,
Oh yeah.
you're going to drive yourself into a hole.
Well, Mike talked about that on a couple episodes ago. He was just like, you can't run.
You can't.
You can run. He's like, you think you can, but this is always going to call you back. No matter how long you go. I mean, dude, I know guys in like their 70s that are still playing music, even in cover bands, just because they want to do it. I'm like, it's just kind of crazy to think about that. It's like, it's either like you go into the production side, you go into the podcasting world, you go into something, but you like have to be involved in music because like that's how you create, that's how you feel attached to the things that meant something so deep to you. Like we all had that moment when we went to our first show and was like, that's tight, I want to do that. Like at that level.
That's
and like,
why. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, it's just super important. And like you said, like you got to feed it, and it's not necessarily like a feed. I would even go further to saying it's like you have to nurture it because like feeding it just seems like it's just like, okay, here we fed it, it's good, right? But like nah, like being a creative, you're nurturing this love, this craft, this thing. It takes delicacies, it takes patience, it takes the frustrations, it takes all of it. It takes all of it for it to have a real purpose and a reason as to why you do it. And once it's there, nobody in the world that doesn't do it will ever understand why you are the way you are.
They won't.
They won't. It's ineffable. You couldn't even explain how that is. And they're like, why do you do it? And you're like, you just got to do it. Like, you got to know. Like, there's something too real about it.
There's no point in even trying to explain it. Like, I realized that a long time ago because I know we already brought up a couple of things that, recently that have inspired us, but I'm going to bring up another one from, again, a recent episode of our podcast where Brandon Chiappetti talked about how we are prisoners of privilege.
100%. That stuck with me so hard.
It did. Yeah, me too. And that there's a reason we clipped that from that episode because the fact is it's a gift.
It is a gift.
And we don't have a choice.
No.
We don't, but it makes you work harder. It makes you see the world differently because everybody has to go to work. Everybody has to make money. Everybody has to eventually, well, not has to provide for a family, but if that's the direction you go in life, you have to provide for that.
100%.
And if you also have this creative drive to make something out of nothing, and it's just there. Like, if it's there inside of you and you ignore it, you're doing yourself
a disservice.
A massive disservice. And
100%.
it's tragic when that happens, when somebody looks at their options for what they can do with their life. And they say that, my dream of being in a band is irresponsible. It's not pragmatic. I'm going to struggle financially. It's going to limit me in other areas. So why don't I just ignore the fact that music makes me come alive in a way that nothing else does?
Well, I mean, there's a caveat with that, though. Like, I'm not saying this works for everybody because it doesn't. But what I am saying is that, like, if you are worried about the financial side of it, this is going to be, it's so corny because it's so true, though. People make a living off of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
They just do. TikTok, YouTube, people are getting paid by Meta now and Instagram. If you truly love this the way that you feel you want to love it and you want it to be your everything, you have to figure out how to make the content for you to be able to have the money to do it all and not have to go back to the 9 to 5. That's the end goal, right? It's not easy.
It's very true.
But there's so many like levels to it, and like when you get more notoriety and you start getting bigger and stuff, like Will Ramos, he can probably post a video on his personal YouTube account, right? And I don't even know if he has a personal. I think he just does the Lorna page. But like whatever deal they got going on or whatever, anytime he does like a vocal cover and it blows up on the internet, right? Like, he's getting paid for that, like, to some degree.
He is. Yeah.
And it may not be like all the money in the world, but if it's comfortable enough for your means and it equates out to how you truly like see this, and you're like, all right, I'm going to nurture this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put the time into it. I'm going to create a way for me to have some capital without having to sacrifice my time going to a normal job that doesn't fulfill my soul.
Yeah, and that's the optimization part, because
Right.
the fact is we're not choosing it, but we, I think we can all agree that music is undervalued.
100%.
Like, that's a fact, but
Yeah.
not the point. Put that to the side.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
The thing is, when you have a passion, investing in your passion ends up paying off exponentially in other areas of your life. I've always, and I know you agree with me on this, because you live your life the same way that I do in that way. We know that if we invest in our passion, which in our case is music, that we make ourselves happy doing that, and we will be fulfilled, so that we understand that all of life ends up being worth living. If a person doesn't have purpose, then they're going to have many more roadblocks to deal with in life that we can get rid of just by saying, this is me, this is what I do, and this is why I deal with all the other bullshit that life throws at me. That's the reason.
I think even like your crew, like the people you're with, sometimes can be some of the best teachers ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Like, you'll learn something from one of your homies on the road, and in your personal life too. And you're like, yo, shit, hell yeah. Because like, it really does break it down where, it's a simple like master tour.
Mm-hmm.
So like master tour can have all the PDFs, it has all the things on there, it has everything, right? And all the documentation for the day of what you're doing, or like when everyone's showing up and all that stuff. So it's all designated in there. The optimization of that is so goated, and it's like, it almost makes it easy for you. And you have all these tools that you can use and bring so much like camaraderie back into the game. Like having a clear line of communication with each other. The stress levels go down because everyone knows what they're doing and when they're doing it. You learn like to communicate with each other because you're on a team now. And like when it becomes a business, you're a team, you're having fun, you're doing stuff, but you're also learning little aspects of it, how to record yourself, how to, be a production manager, how to navigate working with other artists, tour managers, booking agents, reaching out to them. Like, this shit teaches you more than anything people could imagine. And if you're open to the lessons, like, there's just levels to where you can, like, put yourself into a room. Somebody likes you enough and is like, yo, dude, I fuck with you as a person. How would you like to go work with this band, with me?
Mm-hmm.
And an opportunity opens up. But it's all about that network and being open to all that music can teach. And or just being creative in general. There's so many like different avenues where like being creative, people go, oh shit, that was tight. I watch like MasterChef all the time, and like they'll do something that doesn't, like, I'm like, oh shit, and even Gordon's like, I don't think it's gonna work. And then they prove him wrong, and it's like, shit, that's so sick, because you're watching people like actively go out of their comfort zones to grow and to understand their passions. And if you do that with music, it pays dividends, dude. Like, I'm a testament to that, dude. Like, so many amazing things have got to happen in my life recently because I'm starting to pivot in a way where I want to learn. I want to be more open. I want to be more receptive. I want to learn from this industry, but I also want to learn from the people around me and how I carry myself, how I talk to others, how we work as a team together, all that. And it makes you ultimately, if you treat it as such, the job will actually make you a better person.
It definitely will. And it's actually interesting that you bring up Gordon Ramsay when you were talking about that just now, because I think we can use him as a metaphor for this, that a lot of the reason that people won't put themselves out there to that degree, to the point where they do get the opportunity they're looking for, is fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of criticism for those choices. And when you're talking about being on MasterChef, being judged by Gordon Ramsay, a chef goes in there and does something that even Gordon is expressing doubts about, and they go ahead and they actually prove him wrong.
Right.
That is the biggest hurdle to get over sometimes when you want to do something that a lot of people, or even just one very influential person, is telling you, like, I don't know if you can do that. But that's not even the point, because if you get over those hurdles, you'll understand how simple this game really is. If you give someone a reason to trust that you'll do a good job, somebody who has a line on the position you're looking for opens up, and they think of you. It happens so randomly, but it's really just about keeping yourself consistently on the same path without listening to the doubt or the criticism or any of those doubters.
100%.
And then getting to the point where you prove everyone wrong, because when you prove everyone wrong, their opinion from the outside will switch up, because they're like, oh,
yeah. But the thing about that, though, not to cut you off, is just like, is that it's not so much of like proving them wrong. It's like proving it to yourself, you know?
Exactly.
Because like, you're like, I don't know, in a way, you're just kind of like, when we all started doing music, everyone thought, oh, that's a cool hobby as a kid. Yeah,
you're having fun in your little band.
Your little band, right? Yeah. Exactly, that mentality, right?
Right.
And it seems like such a long road, but it also feels so short, because like, I think like, 2021, I started AMN, and as a solo project, and then now 4 years later, the one goal for Sacramento that I wanted to hit, so I wanted to play Ace of Spades. I was like, that's my goal. That's what I want to do. Hard Rock wasn't even opened up yet, and Channel 24 wasn't opened up yet. Like, I get it. Those are massive venues, but I really wanted to play Ace of Spades. Like, I didn't get to play when it was still local bands playing there and stuff, so like, I missed out on a massive opportunity in my life, which I wish I would have gotten more of. And I was always like, damn, you guys got to play there, that's tight. Like, I wanted to play there really bad. And then we go and play there, like, a couple weeks ago, of, like, shooting this video right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you said that, in my head, I was just like, you just did that too. And then, you know what happens when you get to that point? You realize that you have reached the end of the line. Not the end of the line, that's not a good way to put it, but you've reached the goal that, until now, felt so far off.
So far.
It felt like
insanely far.
I have thousands of miles to keep trekking through the mud before I'm going to do this. But then all of a sudden, boom, you find the opportunity and you do it, and then you're standing on the precipice of an opportunity to set newer goals and bigger goals.
Oh, 100%.
And your mindset changes.
Well, you just open up to so many more things, and then you're like, okay, so like, what don't I know how to do really well? What can I learn from all of the industry? Because now I've got a taste of what that stage is like, and I want to play on those kind of stages, because I'm gonna be honest, I've never heard our 808s sound that good. Ever.
They were
ever.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that there were that many 808s.
We got bad 808s.
They were bumping, bro. That was so cool to hear, because I would see you do, like, you know, Kick the Sky or whatever you do when a breakdown hits. I've seen that before, but it's never been coupled with a
that
fucking
production.
Earthquake of sub bass.
Bro,
that system kicks so hard.
Dude, it was a dream come true, dude. Like, and it's like, I'm so grateful for that moment. Like, so grateful. I playing that stage and then getting off that stage, like, I talked to you and you were like, dog. Like, I was hyped.
Yeah.
hyped.
And you know what? We should touch on that moment too, because not enough artists have gotten that moment that changed everything for them.
Dude, yeah, that was a
It's-
turning point for me.
Yeah. So what I want to say about that is that, I mean, I'll talk about my moment in a second, but just in general, I feel like artists who have gotten somewhere, which I feel like a lot of the time it probably feels like at least somewhat of an accident. If anybody out there deals with imposter syndrome, or they're like, what did I do to get here when so many other people are trying and they're just stuck at the bottom, at the local level, whatever.
Right.
And
yeah, definitely felt that way.
You can point to people who have more talent than they get credit for.
100%.
They're everywhere.
130%, bro. It's bad.
Yeah. So that changes the way you think in a big way, because like all of a sudden you just find yourself immersed in a moment where, since we're musicians, it feels like the script flipped backwards. I've attended so many shows in my life, and I've looked up at the stage and gotten super excited when the drummer sat down behind the throne, because I know, ooh, the rest of the band is about to come out.
Yeah.
And then the lights go off, their intro theme comes in, and then they all take the stage, and boom, there's just this explosion of energy, and it's electric, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is for us that makes us come alive, that made us want to hit the stage ourselves. So for me, I prepared for the first tour I went on with Traders. I'm gonna say that again because I'm gonna clip this. I'm not gonna stumble over that word. When I got hired by Traders, I had like 3.5 months to prepare for my first tour with them.
Right.
We show up in Louisville, Kentucky. I've been playing these songs in our set. It's like 12 songs that we had in our set. I've been playing these songs every single day for 3+ months straight. So I get to a point where I just have to tell myself, okay, I'm scared shitless of this tour because it's the biggest thing I've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to just trust that all this rehearsal was for something, and then I'm not going to go up on stage on the first show and shit the bed.
Oh, yeah.
But
I know exactly how you feel.
Right. So
I felt that way, too.
So I get on the plane. I fly across the country because they're stationed in Florida. We rehearsed for a few days. We drive up to Louisville. It was a long-ass drive. And I was scared shitless the whole time.
Oh, I bet.
And
the nerves are insane.
Yeah. So we show up at the Mercury Ballroom. It's an 800-cap venue. And we go down into the green room, which is underneath the GA floor.
Yeah.
And I walk in, first person I see, Chris Franzak from Attila. Then I look over and I see, this is all like, I see Lee McKinney from Born of Osiris. Obviously I just traveled up in the van with Ty and Alan from Traders. These guys have all been idols of mine for a while. And this is already getting too long to clip out as one story, so you guys need to tune in to the full episode for this. When we went up on stage after I watched the first 2 support bands go up,
yeah,
and realized it was my moment, I put my drums on the stage. My brain was completely blank. I didn't know how to feel. It's like I'm almost trying to slow play setting up the drums, because once they're set up and I sit down, that's it.
Yeah.
And I gotta lock in. So I'm sitting down in the Mercury Ballroom in Louisville, Kentucky. By far, furthest show I've ever played from home. I'm about to play in front of, by far, the most people I've ever played to in a night. It was about 750 kids. And the lights go off. And there's just this where I couldn't hear the crowd.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was completely numb, but also more focused than I'd ever been in my entire life about anything.
Oh, yeah.
And then I hear the intro theme come in. And I'm just sitting there kind of rocking back and forth. And I have this little conversation with myself. It's like, all right, motherfucker. You've been dreaming about this your entire life. And you're in your late 20s. You've been working towards this for a long time. So what's going to happen when these lights come up? Are you going to chicken shit?
Yeah.
Are you going to shit the bed?
You're like kind of like psyching yourself out almost in a sense.
Yeah. And I was still in the middle of that conversation with myself when I heard the clicks start to come in. Because I get 2 bars of lead up before I start playing.
Count.
Yep.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go.
Yep. That's how.
And
we
it
do
was just
too.
like, it's time. And I hit the first crash, and everything changed in that moment. I can
Right.
look back to that moment
Oh,
And that's when everything changed for me. Because after I did that, not even after I did that, while I was doing that, I was just doing what I had been doing since I was 10 years old. I was playing drums.
Right.
Fuck the people in the crowd. No diss. We love our fans.
100%.
Okay?
We do.
Right?
We do.
But it wasn't about them in that moment. It was about the fact that I was sitting where I had wanted to be sitting since I started playing drums at 10 years old.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
was
that's
just-
so real.
it was just this moment where I realized that I need to stop doubting myself. I was all in my head for days before this happened.
Oh, yeah.
But why? Because I had been doing it since I was 10 years old, and I had been rehearsing for this tour since the year before.
Yeah.
It would like get rid
It's
get rid
just
of all
different.
get rid of all the imposter syndrome and everything you're telling yourself about why you might not be ready to stand up at this level with the big dogs or have your seat at the table. Get rid of it because it doesn't serve you. And you're not going to
Bro.
get anywhere by feeding into that. You just have to understand that if we're going back to the creative energy, which is going to be there no matter what,
Yeah.
that creative drive in you has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's our responsibility to put that out there for the world and for us, because we're prisoners of privilege.
Yep.
Thank you, Brandon, for that game.
Yep. That one.
And we fucking better do something with it. Because
Oh, yeah.
the world deserves it, and we owe it to ourselves to not sell ourselves short.
Well, it's funny you say that because Fredo, our media guy, he started Caliber TV from like nothingness, and he's an amazing photographer and videographer. Like he just shot a music video today for us for our next single, and he's just like talking to me about everything that I've been doing, all the moves I'm making, and all the the people that I'm working with and stuff. And he was like, "You belong there." And I was like, "Nah, I don't." Like I was like, I'm just learning, bro. Like I'm just getting my feet wet." And he's like, "Nah, fuck that. Like you belong at that table." And I just like kind of sat there for a second. I was like, "Shit." Cause like that felt really good to hear from a friend who like he doesn't need to say that. Like he's not the type to ego boost at all. And it wasn't like an ego boost at all. It was more like, yo, dude, have some more confidence in the fact that like, yeah, you went and did it and you're still doing it and you're kind of breaking through these boundaries of things that shouldn't necessarily happen as fast for certain people. And some people get lucky. It's a little bit of luck and a bit of hard work. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, there's no, when people were like, "How'd you get on Ace?" I was like, "I don't know."
Mm-hmm.
We got hit up and they asked us, and I said, "Was anyone else submitted?" They said, "No, just you." And I was like, "I don't understand that." Like, I didn't know why I was there. And I was literally gonna pants my shit, like, when I was, like, on that stage. And then we're sound checking, right? And we're doing the sound check, and I'm like, hell yeah, I feel really good about it. And I hear the 808 in Blood War.
Mm-hmm.
And it just hits, and I just, like, stopped, like, mid, like, sound check. And I was like, the fuck was that?
It's like, wait a minute.
And I'm like, hold on, pause. And I looked at Kevin, and I was like, what the fuck? That was the 808? And he's like, yeah. I was like, hey, y'all run the next song. I'm going to go out on the stage, like, off into the, like, crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's crazy what a big house PA can do to legitimize how you feel about
Bro.
your own music.
Yes, it was like, it was like the first time hearing all those songs live.
It was the first time that you heard it the way it's supposed to sound. That's
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think because it's one thing to hear the master track. That's awesome. But when you hear your own song, and you're performing on a bigger stage than you've ever been on before, I think there's
Yeah.
something to that. It makes you feel differently about your own music because you have the thunder behind you, and it's being presented the way that
Yeah.
you play it in your own head.
the way I envision it and how big it sounds.
Yes.
And like that was such a moment. Like I'll never forget just sitting down after that and just taking it in for what it was worth. Once I was done talking to all the fans, like we made so many new fans that night too, which was so tight. Like it was so cool when I was like, how many people is it your first time seeing us? And like the entire venue did that. And then I was like, fuck yes, dude. Like that's like, instead of it being a negative, I was like, that's amazing. I now get to try to make an impression on these people.
Right. It's a clean slate.
It's a clean slate. Nobody knows me. They don't know what's up with this band. They don't know shit. They've never heard us before. They didn't even know we were on the show. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we had a lot of homies there, which was amazing, too. We had all the homies there, and then we also had people who have never heard us before. Mm-hmm. And I got to make that impression with them, and so many of them were so kind and so nice and came to the merch booth and talked to me. And it, like, revalidated the past years of garbage that I've dealt with. It wasn't all bad. There's a lot of great moments in this band, but, like, when you're first starting a band, that grind to 100 followers, 1,000 followers, 1,000 monthly listeners, 1,000 streams over one song. Like, all those things had to happen.
Yep.
And then it's like, you kind of like, it seems like such a long road. And then we looked at Lotus, our first EP's numbers, in comparison to this album that's coming out now. And this album surpassed that, what it took for 2 years. So, like, I can see the growth and see all the hard work that we put in and all the drive that we put towards our band. And I can't be more proud of the guys and, like, Nick, our producer, and our record label, and everybody that's involved in working with us, because we've put so much time into this. And our new drummer, Tyler, he was literally like, dude, he's like, you were not joking when you said so much happens behind the scenes that nobody knows about.
Nobody.
Only the camp knows about it. And our partners, because they'll be like, damn, you're doing this again? Like, my wife literally was like, you shot a music video, you worked till 3:30 in the morning last night, you shot a music video at 10 o'clock this morning, now you're doing the podcast, and you got to work tonight? And I'm like, yeah. And then in the back of my head, I'm just thinking, how bad you want it?
And it really, that's what that creative drive.
Yeah,
we
like
keep
I
talking about.
cannot let off the gas.
It's
like, I'm about to have a legendary weekend next weekend.
Yeah, that's why we spend our lives dancing on the edge of burnout. And it's not, we have to maintain it. We have to avoid actually crossing that line, but it's not easy because
Take the breaks where you need them.
yeah,
It's okay.
but you have to tell yourself to do that because
100%.
it always feels like you're falling behind. If you are trying to create something that doesn't directly support your survival, like paying bills and, you know, like whatever else we have to do to keep a roof over our heads.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying, because like I'm, like I said, stretching myself out pretty thin with like all this. But then it's like Wednesday I work a half day. I can take a nap, and then I'm meeting up with Chris and go getting our credentials for Aftershock so we can podcast out there. Tight.
Yep.
Hell yeah. That's like so sick. I'm pumped on that. And when this episode comes out, like, it'll be way later after Aftershock, and I'm sure there'll be a whole other conversation about how that experience was, because like it's my first time doing that. And then Isaac, the tour manager for Fire from the Gods,
Yeah.
your homie, and now I guess like a homie of mine, because apparently I made a decent enough impression with him that he offered me a job to work for a band. And so Sunday I work with them.
I actually didn't realize he was tour managing, because when I was on tour with him, he was drum teching, but that's cool.
Yeah, he was TMing for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he plugged me with a band, and I talked to their tour manager, and he was like, yeah, dude, totally. Like, we'll have you on. We're going to have you like do this, and this. And I got like on Master Tour, and like I got all the information that I needed already. And I was like, cool. I may be tired right now, but I just paid our media guy for our tour in November in full.
prepaid him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a few more weeks before the tour, and I'm still making a lot of money, and I'm still working as much as I'm going to work. And then I go on tour, but I'm going to have my front of house guy paid before we go on tour. And we have some guarantees on this tour.
Mm-hmm.
So anything we make, gas and food
Mm-hmm.
paid for. And anything at the end of the tour is all profit. And I could possibly stay, because we end in Sacramento, I can possibly put some money in my guys' pockets for the first time. And it's like almost possible, and I could see the end road,
Mm-hmm.
but it took so much learning to get there. Like this whole year was about growth and about learning, and like learning about myself and learning about the people around me and who I associate with and what energy I put towards what and which breaks do I do. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm tired right now, but I just got to get to Wednesday, and then I'll take that solid ass nap, and then I'll meet up with my homie, sleep, take a really nice like night shower, do the whole 9, and then just like rack out early and then go to Aftershock.
Mm-hmm.
But like I know that I'm gonna experience fun times. I just got to get through this small moment of like exhaustion, and then it's gonna be hella cool, and then I get to go to Orlando and hang out with you.
Yes, sir. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with being exhausted, because we should be working hard.
Yeah,
I think there,
100%.
people just need to keep in mind that it's important to give yourself a break when it's necessary, but everybody should be working hard, and
Just have an end goal, really.
Yeah.
Have an end goal so it doesn't feel like you're just going for the sake of going.
yeah, and calling it back a little bit to what I mentioned earlier, that like if there's a purpose to what you're doing, it's going to
100%.
fuel you.
Yeah.
If you know that the payoff, that what you were just saying to me, that that payoff is what I'm striving for,
Right.
the closer you get, the more fuel you're going to have for that fire. And every time you knock a goal like that off of your list, you're going to feel more and more powerful.
Oh, 100%.
And in between, we all need to, ideally it's on a Sunday, but it could be on a Tuesday or a Thursday. It's like, you know what? I just need a fucking break today.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm going to give myself grace, because I have been working as hard as I should, and I deserve the rest. But, with that in mind, we all should be striving for more than what we currently know we're capable of.
Right.
We should always keep in mind that what we've done up until this point is not the most that we can do. We can do more.
No.
Everybody can always do more. And that's not to say that what you have done so far should be discounted, because it's
100%.
like not good enough. That's
No.
not what I'm saying.
God, no.
Everybody needs to always remember that if you're good today, like, oh, actually, this just reminded me, there's a bar off of Russ's new album. He said, the only thing better than me today is me tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's true every fucking day. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
if you're doing the right things with your life, and you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and you're telling yourself, no, I could do better. I could do even better.
Oh, yeah.
In a good way.
Oh, yeah.
Then there's no reason for a person to not just consistently be moving forward.
Yeah, it's constructive.
It
It's-
should always be. It shouldn't be self-deprecating.
No.
Like a lot of people have those issues and have trouble giving themselves a break for when they make mistakes or when they take a wrong step.
Shit
It's
happen-
just
it happens.
It's gonna happen.
I mean, you'll even say something stupid and it gets taken the wrong way, and like in a friend group, and it's nothing. It's like it's not that deep. Like let's just work through this. It's, and you're like okay, cool, and you move on to the next thing,
Mhm.
and like sometimes it's just a matter of like a miscommunication, a fear. It's something. It's always something. There's always a deeper level of it, and it just. Like I said, you have to nurture this in a way or care to nurture it and say, okay, hey, I don't really care for this thing, but I'm going to work on this thing with these people so that we can get this better. Because like, we had a massive amount of miscommunications with the band with like scheduling and all the other stuff. And then we got on Master Tour and everyone's like, bro, this is so much easier.
Mm-hmm. You know what? That's another good point we should bring up. Since you mentioned Master Tour, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, dude, it is literally worth every dime that I spend on it.
Yeah. So the thing of like it's just an example, but for like an overarching concept, which is removing friction from
Yeah.
your life.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is that when you're trying to do something and you notice that you're dealing with an unreasonable amount of pushback from life, like for me, a personal example is right now I haven't been able to put out as much drum content as I want to because I have to go to a studio, rent it out because I can't play at home. I can't play real drums at home.
Right.
And then I'd have to set it up. I'd have to learn how to mic my drums. I'd have to set up all the cameras, take the video,
Pain in the ass.
edit the video, put it out, and there are simpler ways to do it. I have an electric drum set at home that I could, I could get a laptop. I could figure out how to record content that way. Just point being, there are always other things you can do to make it a smoother process. And the friction is obstacles that end up in your way just because your methods might not be calibrated properly. But,
and that's literally it. It's just you got to zoom out.
Yeah, it shouldn't stop you from what you're doing.
We've actually said this multiple times. You have to zoom out, and I think that's something that I'm learning as I develop as an artist and as a creative and as somebody who works in the industry. I'm learning how much there is to like not only learn for myself but for learn from other people, and to give myself that grace and be like, more is always going to be required. Always. That's just how it is. More is required.
Yeah, and again, in a constructive way.
In a constructive way, because you have to know that when it gets hard, there's a point when all the band shit starts making way more sense and it becomes fluid. And you have to get through the rough patches first. Like they say, it's just like a relationship, dog. Like it's so corny to say it like that, but it's genuinely true. Like you get with somebody and there's something that irks you about them or whatever. You have to either love it and deal with it as is, or fix it and talk about it and work through that problem. Like it is a constant thing of how much work are you going to put into it? Interpersonal communications, crew chats, all the information, how's it passed along, delegated duties, who's doing what's happening. Like if everyone gets on the same page together, though, no one gets stressed. No one feels like they have too much of the load. They don't feel like a lot of those things happen. And that's where Master Tour comes in handy, like a lot. It's because everyone sees all the information, so nobody can be like, I don't know what's going on.
Right. And that's a good parallel, too, because all of those things that you mentioned, they do apply to a relationship as well. We're talking
100%.
about a romantic relationship.
Yep.
Because being in a band, which is what we do, again, there's other creative paths that, we don't have as much experience in, but it is a team relationship.
100%.
And if someone's not pulling their weight and bringing enough to the table to make it a whole relationship or a well-oiled machine, it's going to affect everyone else that's involved in that relationship.
Yeah.
The only difference is in a band, there's more people. And, maybe you're not tied in emotionally quite the same way as a romantic relationship, but it holds the same principles. You have to pull your weight. You have to show the other people in that relationship why you deserve to be there. And sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone to prove that.
Yeah.
Or to recover from something that you fucked up. Like
You just can't be complacent.
Yeah,
you cannot be complacent in this. Like you have to constantly be wanting growth. You're gonna have to want to constantly be leveling up because, let's face it, metalcore. Let's just go there. Metalcore in 2004 compared to 2025, vastly fucking different.
Absolutely.
Wildly different. And that wasn't because they were doing the same thing they were doing then. It's because they had to grow and level up and do new things and get innovative and figure out what they were going to do. And somebody had to think about that and figure that out. And it took time and it took effort. And then when it all works in the end result, you're like, hell yeah. It's like, you spend like 1,000 hours on something and you're trying to like perfect it. And you finally do it, and you're like, yes, thank God. Thank God.
There's a moment of satisfaction when that happens.
Yeah. And then let's say you break the internet, like Lorna Shore when Will joined the band, and then they broke the internet. Like, that was cool. That was amazing. I love that. I love that for them.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like he had to do something that nobody had heard yet. How do we make this as wild and crazy and like theatrical as possible? And then they did that, and then they kind of blew up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did blow up. Not even kind of. They did.
To a whole nother level. Lorna Shore was already out there, but now
Yeah. They're a way bigger band now because of that stuff. And like, regardless of what anyone wants to say, like, they are a massive band. They have done massive things with so many other big bands and collaborations and stuff like that. So it's like there's a long list of things you can and can't do in the music world, but the things that you can do, just try to do them as best as you can.
Yeah, don't be afraid to push boundaries, because
Yeah.
that's what Lorna Shore did. They did something, they did something in metal, which is, a very saturated genre.
Yeah.
There's a lot of diversity in metal, hundreds of subgenres. I can't name them all. I don't think anybody can.
I don't
But
think
they came in and they did something that reinvented the wheel.
so. Yeah.
So when somebody does that, for everybody watching, pay attention to when that happens, because you can't do it copy and paste the same way that they did it. But there are things you can learn. A lot of the time, the common denominator is that they weren't afraid to try something new, because a lot of artists, and this is not a criticism. I don't want this to be construed as a criticism, but a lot of artists will take their favorite artists and just do what they know has been received well before, because it feels safer.
Right, like it's almost like it's almost kind of cookie cutter. It's like, oh, you're just ripping off this band, and it's not a diss. Like, I totally get it. You can be influenced by something and definitely have a sound that can be different.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's why Sleep Token is at the center of controversy right now. You either love it
bro,
or you absolutely hate it. And that's the two ways that people receive something that's brand new and groundbreaking in a lot of ways. They're the way they make music, I can't compare them to anything. I can only say that Sleep Token sounds like a combination of these 5 different bands.
but it goes even, dude. It even goes further than that. Like, I'm gonna be honest, and I hope to God the comment section don't kill me with this one. Like, it's bad. I don't really care for Ronnie Radke's music.
Okay.
I don't care for Falling in Reverse. Do
Fair
I
enough.
respect what he is doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hell yeah, because he's doing some crazy shit. But what I will say is I just watched our photographer's video that he just did for Falling in Reverse, and it was, like, phenomenal. And I'm like, the dude puts on a crazy performance. Regardless of how you feel about him, that dude is literally, like, he's doing, like, stadiums. And, like, these stadiums are packed with people. And it's
They are.
crazy to see. Because he's, like, you either love him or you hate him. And I'm like, it's not my cup of tea musically, but that dude is killing it, regardless of how I feel about it.
Yeah, there's nothing anybody can say to refute that. He is at the top of his game.
Yeah,
And-
I watched the video. There was so many people in the crowd. If nobody wanted to be there for him, they wouldn't have been there for him.
Right.
There were so many fucking people in this video. Like, they had a drone shot, and it went through, like, the band and everything like that and showed the whole crowd, and I was like, that is a lot of fucking people. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could not fathom that. So, like, whereas I don't listen to his music or Falling in Reverse that much or care for some of the antics online, I respect his game. His game is crazy. Like, he is good as what he does. Like, there's no denying that
Mm-hmm.
at all. You can't deny that. I'm not even going to try to sit here and act like I'm fucking cool in comparison, because I'm like, that dude literally is doing anything that I could possibly hope I could do, which is so sick. And there's just a higher and higher ceiling for people that, like, the Ronnies of the world, the Sleep Tokens of the world are doing this, or Spirit Box, Knock Loose. Like, these bands are doing things that are so massive for metal, and it's moving that ceiling a little bit higher.
They break the mold every time they get on stage.
Yeah, because for a long time, and again, this isn't a diss to like national and international acts, but like to me, this is just my perception. I could be completely wrong. I didn't see as many bands doing stadium tours as I do now.
Yeah.
Like, I think in metal, I see it more now than in my lifetime.
Metal has broken into the mainstream in a way that I don't think anybody expected.
No,
And
because it's still a
because
baby. It's still young.
It's brand new, for
It
sure.
hasn't
But
been around long.
a lot of metalheads grew up with the understanding that, okay, I'm interested in a subculture. That
Right.
metal is something that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people just think, like, oh, I can respect the instrumentals. It sounds like they have to be talented to play this music, but why does the vocalist sound so angry? Or
Yeah.
just these tropes that
Yeah.
we've heard forever.
I'm sorry. I'm
And-
mad because I'm short.
My lyrics are about all those. They're about our struggles. The lyrics are about our struggles, and I think people more than anything now are understanding that it's an expression of our reality, but it's not meant to feed into the negativity.
No,
We-
it's to release it.
None of us are devil worshippers. Like, let's get rid of that one right now. That's so old. Come on. I mean, we're not sitting at home with a Ouija board. We're writing this music because we feel things inside of us that need to be processed one way or another. And since we have those creative juices, that's a way that we can express it without getting into a fight outside of a bar and getting arrested.
That's fair.
Without telling off your wife, without putting hands on people you care about.
Yeah.
It has to come out in a constructive way, and metal music sounds angry, but that's because that's the way we feel inside,
Yeah.
and it has to come out some way.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that you would prefer that I write a song in the studio where I'm not hurting anybody rather than do some fuck shit that's going to get me in trouble and make everybody see me as a bad person. Because I'm going to pull some shit out from Harry Potter, okay? Fuck with me for a second. This is Sirius Black said this.
Hail Satan.
He was okay. Stop.
Just kidding.
Pause. Wait. Sirius Black said to Harry Potter at one point that we all have darkness and light inside of us, but it's what we choose to act on that counts. And we have both inside of us, no matter what.
Just drop the mic.
It's dropped. I don't want to knock over my boy's shit.
I mean,
Chris is looking at me.
I'm like,
But-
I'm like, this microphone's expensive.
Yeah, exactly. But to finish that out, though, the darkness is in there, right?
Yeah.
It's in there no matter what. So, what are you going to do when you get angry? Have you had an opportunity to purge that in a way that's not destructive? Or are you going to blow your top at the wrong moment
Yeah.
and ruin your reputation when you could have done something to deal with it without causing harm?
I think that there's a lot about that. Like there's more than that surface level, like what it is and what we're talking about. It's like it goes so deep. It almost goes way deep. Like, cause like yes, we're expelling it in our music, right? But then there's a little piece of it that stays with us, and we're working through that shit. And people in your camp will see that, and you will have to learn how to grow through that. And it is tough. It is not easy.
Yeah.
Holy
You
shit.
have the choice whether to grow or not.
Yeah, and it's not gonna happen like overnight. This shit is not linear.
Nope.
Do not act like it is. And I'm
It's not
like,
a straight road.
but I'm also saying it is in effect linear because you have a path to go down.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be willing to go down that path, and you have to have people that want to go down that path with you. It's just how that is. Like you said, like some people don't want to be like touring all the time and other shit. Like they're just like, I just don't want to do that. That's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that because, look, there are people who love to go record music.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate it.
You don't like the studio vibes?
I suck in the studio.
Okay.
I fucking suck. I'm like, dude, there are so many moments where I'm just like, fuck, shit, god damn it, bitch.
Shit, I actually love the studio.
I
But
don't.
It's just it's an acquired taste, I guess.
don't. Yeah, it's not my thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like creating lyrics and like the patterns and all this shit, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I just don't fucking enjoy it as much as I love the end product. The end product,
Right.
so sick. Love it. Super stoked about it. Love how the process goes. In the moment, though, I am straight up, like, crying mentally. Like, I'm having a fucking meltdown because I'm just not having a good time. Put me on a stage or put me in a 15-passenger van with a bunch of dudes playing video games, talking shit and laughing. That's the shit I love. I love the road. I love playing. I love going to meet people. I love that shit. That shit's fun.
Yeah.
I do not like the business side of it. I do not like being the leader of a group. I don't want it. I want to be the gray man so bad, but I got to put on the face. I got to do the job. I got to do that as a front man, which is tough, but it's it is what it is. But I'm just like, damn, I really genuinely love this aspect of music, and that's what I work towards. So I go through the bullshit and the things that I'm not like super strong at, or I don't really care for, or I struggle with. I get better at them. I'm learning. It's part of the game. You got to practice the craft. You get better at it. Some days you're better. Some days you're kind of not in it, and you have to like run it again the next day because shit just happens.
Yeah.
But when you get the things that you enjoy, that's the ticket right there. That's the shit that like actually like matters and is enjoyable, is when you like the thing that brought you to doing it allows you to feel the most alive that you have felt and enjoy that moment rather than being like, I'm tired, I'm fucking exhausted, and I don't want to do this right now.
Yeah, because there's a reason that you put up with the parts that you don't like. Because I think that you're right when you're shedding light on the fact that it's okay that if there's parts about it that you like and there's parts about it that you don't, because
it's like anything else.
Yeah, again, our example is touring, with not just touring, the music game.
Right.
Some musicians prefer the studio, some musicians prefer the touring, some musicians prefer the fan interactions. I mean, there's different elements of it that you're gonna pick your favorite.
Yeah, there's musicians that become photographers and videographers because they're like, yeah, bro, I just like being in the back.
Yeah,
I like taking the pictures and doing the creative stuff. Like I like doing content creation. That's what I enjoy doing.
Yeah, or I have friends who have found unexpected luck in the touring game, where I think I said that kind of weird, but what I'm saying is that their band picked up steam in a way that they weren't expecting.
That happens.
They
all the
wanted
time.
to do the garage band thing, but it just took the fuck off, and they ended up on the road because that's what you do.
Right.
And I have friends who just ended up landing in production, or, like they wanted to do music videos, and they provide that as a service to bands. They're still involved in music, but it's okay if you run into elements of this game that aren't your favorite. If you're not, if you're not a fan of being on the road for a month, that's fine. But if there's a reason that you're doing it, you're gonna put up with it, and it won't be your favorite part. But when you were talking about how there's parts of it that you don't like, but you still do it anyway, I didn't get the sense that you hate those parts of it. It's just part of something that you love, and you're going to love it as a whole.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You're gonna love it no matter what, because there's something at the center.
I've accepted that.
There's something at the center of it that makes it worth doing. And we can use that as a whole metaphor for life, because when you're going about your life, there's got to be something that you put at the center, and you make everything else work around it. You optimize everything else 100%. To support this one thing.
Yeah.
And it makes life so much more worth living.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like, this game has taught me so much, and it's like, I still got so much in my tank. After talking to Mike Terry about that, like, and Brandon, bro, they opened my mind to so many amazing things, and now I see things so vastly different than I did before. Because it was like one or two sentences they said. Changed my life, though. Because it was something that I heard that I was just like, that was really profound, and I enjoyed the ever-living shit out of it. And I think that's what it's all about. Like, it's about the small moments and not being braggadocious and just enjoying what you have and like being grateful. And that's what we could ask for in this game. regardless of what we like or don't like or care for or want to be involved in. It's like, you'll find it, and you can't run away from it, and you for sure cannot stop doing it, because it will stay with you for life. But I guess that's the beauty of it, right?
Yep. You try to run, it's going to catch up. So you might as well learn to live with whatever that is and make it into something very special. Because
100%.
if you lean into it and you give it enough time, it'll bloom into something beautiful.
Oh yeah, for sure. But dog, this was good. We needed this.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely needed this. Like, this was a good one. But you know, I want to say I appreciate all of y'all for coming and watching these videos.
Every single
Like,
one of you. Love y'all.
The people that reach out to us and, have so many kind words about the podcast. Like, we can't thank you guys enough for all the support that you've given us this far. And we hope that you continue to listen and hear some of the stories and all of our trials and tribulations and get a better, either an insight or get a way to get into this industry and actually know more about what you're doing. But for that, just whatever you hear here, like, if you need any help and we can reach out, you can reach out to us at any time. Like, we're not stingy with this information. Like,
DMs are open, always.
Yeah, like, we're open to hearing what your plan is, and if we can help in some minute way, we'll try. Like, I'm not gonna say I know everything, but I know enough that I can probably point somebody in the right direction and be like, here's what we did, maybe it'll work for you. So I appreciate all y'all coming on. I'm Greg.
And I'm Soul.
And go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. All of our links will be down in the bio. And until next time,
See you soon.